Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're watching the replay, welcome. Hashtag replay. I wanted to do this transfer ever since it came in. So I've been holding off, but I hope everybody is enjoying their Sunday. Hopefully not everybody is dragging due to the time change. So hopefully everybody got a good night's sleep and the time change didn't mess with you too much. So I don't want to keep you waiting because I have been trying to get this live going all morning long. Everybody is home today, and so background noise is probably going to happen, and that's okay. That's part of being a mom and a wife and a zoo at my house. So you might hear some background, and that's okay. So first, what we're going to do is I got this Happy Camper transfer in from Couture. We own a camper, and I love the vintage look of this camper. So if you are a camper, love to camp, let me know. Do you tent camp or do you trailer camp? I'm not a tent camp kind of girl. My husband likes it. I think my kids would enjoy it, not this mama. This mama is a air conditioning, need my own shower kind of girl. So I am not a tent camper. I did it when I was younger, but now that I'm an adult, I don't need to tent camp. So if you love to camp, tell me how you like to camp. But I want to get started, and I want to show you how to get started, okay? So I'm going to kind of lower you down, and you're going to see more of the transfer right now, okay? You don't necessarily have to see my face. So this is a large sheet, and so there's different parts to this sheet. You have the camper, you have the bottom of the camper, you have the different words and different sizes, but then you also have, if you can see, like banners, the wheel, a flower in a pot, curtains, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this apart, because this transfer is actually a transfer that we're going to be layering, okay? I have never done this one, and so I kind of wanted to do it together. And I will show you the pictures, the paste, the chalk paste that I decided to use as we go along. But the first step is I'm going to cut the transfer. You guys, I love to do arts and crafts. And as I sit here and cut this, normally if I was not doing this live, this is what I would be using to cut out straight. My eyes, my husband says, are crooked all the time. So I prefer to use something to do a straight edge. Because even on these straight lines, sometimes I still can't cut on a straight line, you guys. And it doesn't help that I didn't put my glasses on today. But that's okay. As long as I'm not messing with the actual transfer of the screen print, I'm good. So now I have my top and I have my bottom. So I'm going to cut my top and bottom. And this project will take a little longer just because it is layering. I do have to use the blow dryer to make sure my layers are dry in between layering. But I wanted to show you how easy this can be, even with the layering, and not to let these bigger projects intimidate you. It's kind of the plan, you guys. Because guess what? If you mess up, you get to wipe it off and fix it. It's not ruined. And so that is an added bonus. So like I said, I am just cutting these on this line. And I didn't do this ahead of time, just to kind of show you with these larger transfers that there's multiple pieces, okay? And with multiple pieces, I don't have to just use these fonts for this particular transfer. I can add any of these transfers onto other projects. So I'm just going to kind of set these off to the side. And now I want to use the Happy Camper. And this is the bottom, the top. And then we have the curtains. But when I had posted the picture about doing this one, you guys, I actually was dreaming about it in my sleep of what colors I wanted to do. And I love that I can sit here and do this and it come out amazing. And crafting is one of my favorite things to do. But let's be real. If it takes too long or if I mess up and I couldn't fix it, then it wasn't interesting. It wasn't fun kind of thing. So I like that I can't really mess up with this. I'm just kind of making sure, because I'm going to be labeling them as well. And I don't know that I'm going to do the banners or not. Do you think the banners should be added? Give me a add banners if you think so. I think this little wheel is really cute that goes on the end of the camper, you guys. So if you are just joining, thank you for joining. And we are going to be doing the Happy Camper transfer. And let's see, what do I need? My marker, so I can label. So I'm gonna put camper bottom. And the reason I do this is when I clean my transfers, I keep the backs and the transfers go right back on the backing. So I'm gonna do left for the curtain. So I'm gonna do left C for curtain, right C, and I don't know that I'm going to be using these, but I do want to label them. I'm going to set those off to the side, you guys. Okay. And then wheel, because I'm pretty sure we're going to use the wheel. All right. So what I'm going to do, so we're going to be doing the Happy Camper, you guys. So tell me again if you like to camp, how you like to camp. Is there any certain locations that you like to camp? All right, so I have my Couture board. I feel like you guys can't fully see. Want to make sure you can kind of see more of the project. There we go. There we go, y'all. Might be a little crooked. Technical difficulties. All right, so I have my Couture board for my surface. Again, I will be able to put this on here, be a complete design, and when I'm done and ready for something else to go on this board, I'll be able to remove it because olive chocolate paste is water soluble, so it will wash right off. Now, if I wanted to keep it as a permanent, then I would spray an adhesive on it to keep it as a permanent, okay? So, all right, let's get started. So my first thing that I'm gonna have to do is start with the bottom, okay? So with the bottom, this is a transfer I have not used yet. So when it is a brand new transfer, one I'm pulling from, I'm not doing corner to corner because it could stretch. Okay, and I'm gonna set that to the side. And I'm going to, what they call it, fuzz it. And what that means is I'm putting a little bit of fuzz on that transfer. So then that way when I stick it to my surface, it's going to peel up easier, okay? So I'm actually going to do it a couple of times just to be on the safe side. So it's just putting a little bit of fuzz on there. Tell me what y'all are doing for this Sunday. I'm glad to kind of have a relaxing day. Today is grocery shopping day here in our house. All right. So then I'm going to push on my transfer. I'm going to make sure there's no air bubbles. Make sure I feel like it is center. But I'm also going to make sure, oops, drop the curtain. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to also make sure I gave enough space, okay, as well. So then I picked out 4 different colors, and I'm thinking this bottom is going to be an ocean mist. So I left it kind of chunky so I can kind of show you as well that it can be, sorry, I'm trying to, oh, my mouse, show you how to make it more yogurt-like paste, because you do not want it thick like this because it will not spread easily. So I'm just adding distilled water, a couple of squirts, and then I'm going to mix it. The goal is for it to be more of a yogurt consistency, okay? Not super thick, not too runny, okay? So I kind of wanted to show you, this one was brand new, not used. So it is on the chunkier side. Doesn't mean that it's damaged or you can't use it. That's the great thing, is that you just add distilled water, filtered water, and make it the consistency that you need. And this one is pretty chunky. So I need to get it to the consistency that I need. And then if you ever add too much water to your chalk paste, you just let it sit out and kind of let the air hit it for a little bit. And then it'll fix it right back up. So as you can tell, it's starting to smooth back out. It's still not where I fully need it, but I'm going to mix it. Make sure I get down at the bottom. But I thought this color would be good for the bottom base because my top is going to be my favorite color. If you don't know what that is, everything I have from my cup is teal. I love the color teal. So I love that these transfers are the teal color as well. So it's getting there, you guys. This one was a little on the thicker side, so I apologize. But, you know, it's getting there. I'm just trying to get the clumps out, because if it's not as smooth, then when I go to put it on the transfer, it's not going to spread out very well. So we are getting there. But I wanted to show you that, you know, this chalk, to get the consistency you need, sometimes it does come in dry, and you just add distilled water to it, you guys, and then voila, it's ready to go. But I'm just trying to get these chunks out, so just bear with me. I could not decide what colors. Look, I just got some on there, but it will wipe off. I could not decide what colors I wanted. That's always the hardest choice for me, is picking what colors for myself. But, you know, as a designer, or, you know, when I go to the store and I see things that I like, and I'm like, oh, I would really like that in my house, but guess what? The colors don't match. That's the great thing about this, is that I get to pick the colors to match my house, or the colors that I enjoy. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the chalk paste on there. In just a second, I got some fuzziness on there. All right, you guys. So I'm just going to put some on here, and I will have to blow dry in between. Okay, this color again is Ocean Mist. So I'm just going to take my squeegee, and I'm just going over this screen. Okay, you hear that screen? It's just like you would be screen printing. So I'm getting all of the color in the screen. And as you can see, I have extra. So the extra goes right back in the container, so it is not wasted, okay? So I'm gonna sit here, and I wanna make sure when I go and pull this transfer up, I don't have any lines within my transfer where the bottom of the camper would be, because it will show up. All right, make sure. And then sometimes when I'm done a transfer and I go to pull it up, there's been a spot that I missed, and I'm just going from one point to the next, okay? And I'm barely pulling. So I don't stretch the screen, okay? But what I was saying, there has been times where I have pulled up the transfer and realized that it's just going in a bucket of water, because I will wash that in a little bit and be able to dry it and reuse it. So when I've pulled it up before, say like this corner or the wheel, there was an area that may have, sorry, I'm getting the paste off my hands, that didn't fully stick. And so I would just lay it back down and then just add my chalk to that corner. Okay. So, all right. So what I'm going to do to kind of speed up the drying process is I do have my blow dryer. So I'm going to kind of blow dry it, because I want this to be dry before I put this on. So I'm going to heat this to dry this before the other layer could be put on. So you are going to hear the blow dryer. All right, so now that is dry. It did not take a lot to dry, but now that my board is a little bit warm, I'm gonna let it kind of cool down because I want it back to room temperature, okay? Because I don't want, when I put this on, I don't want this to pull up. So I'm going to move the blow dryer. And I do see a couple of spots that I'm not 100% impressed with over here, but this is going to kind of show that imperfection of that. And I'm okay with that. It kind of gives it more of like a vintage look. But if I truly did not like it, I would just spray it with water and it would come right off, okay? So I just want to make sure my board's back to room temperature. All right, now let's get the big boy out. We're gonna fuzz it again. We're gonna fuzz this one. I want to make sure it's not gonna stick to itself. Okay, so I got my fuzzing cloth. And that did not get it all the way to this very end. So I'm just going to stick this in just to get this in. Okay. And then I'm going to make sure there's like a little fuzz in the screen area that I do not want in the screen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up and I'm doing the V is kind of what I'm looking at down here to kind of line it up, but I can see I'm crooked. All right. And I do feel a little fuzz in here that I want to remove. I want to make sure I get all the air bubbles and if there's any fuzz from the cloth off. Because I do not, if it's on the outside of this part, I'm not worried about. But if it's on the clear part, then obviously I want to have it moved. And I'm still not happy with that alignment, you guys. I need my wheel to match up too. So I'm just taking my time. That looks better. So as you can tell, this is what's taken me the longest. But I want to make sure my layers are where they need to be. That way they are not looking crazy. All right. Finally, we got it. All right. So, my favorite color, teal. And I'm even going to make the hitch, I think, teal. All right, again, just stir and make sure it is ready to go. All right. Now, this has got different angles on it, so even though I used it for one color, I'm going to use it probably for my teal too. So I'm just going to kind of start putting and remember, if I have too much, then I'll be able to scrape it off. Oh, I did not mean to do that. So instead of wasting, I'm just going to wipe that off. See, I can even make mistakes. I'm going to throw that in my water real quick. Now I'm going to wipe my fingers off just so I don't get anything. All right. I'm going to use this. And I'm just going to run this over. And this one, I am going to add. I'm not really fond of this edge of the squeegee. So I'm going to switch to this one. And I feel like it's drying quick on me. So I want to move kind of fast. As you can see, I'm just moving all the extra and moving it into play. And I don't know if it's drying quicker because we do have the heat on. So I am moving a little quicker. So hopefully by it drying quickly, kind of what I'm going to do, I'm barely going to spritz it. And see if that'll help. And make sure I get it in the right container and not get my colors mixed up. And I want to make sure I don't have, like I said again, but I feel like I dried quicker than I need it to. So I'm going to kind of pull this up and see, because I may have to fix it. Yeah, see, like my door. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this back down. And part of my door did not want to stick. So we are going to see if I can fix that without having to restart over, you guys. Like I said, it dried a little faster, and this is kind of new, bigger project for me. All right, so as you can see, I'm gonna put this in water for a second. Let me get the other one out. All right, so I want to show you, because this could potentially happen, like I did here, that if you see on the bottom, let me finish wiping my hands off before I'm getting ahead of myself, you guys. It does kind of add to the vintage look, but it's still not the way I want it. So if you can see right here at the door, it's not really standing out too much against the gray. The colors are there, but it doesn't go all the way down. It does give it more of a vintage, worn look, which is kind of cool because it is a vintage camper. Now, if I was going to be gifting this or trying to sell it, I would definitely go back and fix it. But for video purposes, I'm not. And two, this is my personal use, and I kind of like it that way for the vintage look. And so I'm going to stick with it. So I'm going to blow dry it. All right, and we'll kind of let that cool back down. So I probably will later do some other touch up to this, but I do like the vintage look. Okay. For some reason today, Facebook is not letting me see comments, so I apologize. Let's see. Let's still let that cool for a minute. So then I have the wheel that's going to go right on the bottom of this. Okay. And you guys, you get to watch my first bigger multiple layer projects for the first time today. So I can see things that I need to do differently. Like my teal, really, even though I thought it had the consistency I needed, I feel like it still was too thick, so it was drying really fast. So I feel like I probably should have thinned it out more. And then that would have helped with the dryness of it drying too fast. All right. So I think I'm going to do this for the wheel. So again, I'm just wiping off the extra and putting it back in here.
I'm struggling with this one, man.
Oh yeah, that's cute. All right. So off to the side, you can see me reaching over. I just have a water bucket, and that's where my transfers are going, and my squeegees as they are being used. So let's do the Happy Camper. Got a pink color for this. Maybe. Let's see. It's saying it's not a happy camper and it does not want to come off, you guys. It says it's Sunday. It's supposed to be a chill out day. I think it's what it's trying to tell me. So I'm just fuzzing. Before I stick.
So was everything you needed to get the subscription, I guess?
And like my peas will kind of reach over to onto the camper, which I'm okay with that. So I'm just pressing down where my letters are, not necessarily pushing them down on this part, just so it doesn't stick, you guys. Yeah, see the pink looks so much better consistency wise, and I thought my teal was kind of there, but it looks like it really wasn't the way I needed it to. But again, you guys, you can wipe it off and start all over. That is the awesome part. What am I looking for? I am looking for, let me wipe this off. I thought I had enough squeegees out, but maybe I didn't. I'm going to use the back side of this. So I'm just getting into where the screen is. All right, taking my extra, putting it back in my container of my pink. This pink is called Penelope. All right, there we go. Put that in the water bucket. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I love it, I love it, I love it. So that way you can see. Probably should have scooted the Happy over a little bit, but there you go again. My crooked eyes, you guys. And then I can add the curtains if I want. Let's see how the curtains turn out. Let's do. Maybe do the pink. Maybe do pink curtains to kind of match the Happy Camper. This kind of looks like, even though I don't have a vintage camper, it looks like it is well used and loved for sure. Like my camper, with traveling with dogs and kids and everything else. So this camper looks like it is well loved. Again, this one needs to go over here. Should have looked at the backing, you guys. All right, so let's use the pink, I think. So just a very little. Oh, how cute, little pink curtains, you guys. Pink curtains. I hope you guys are enjoying this and watching my goofy mistakes, but knowing that it can be fixed, which I think is an amazing thing that Couture has going for them, is that we all loved art and craft, but what happens is we goof up and then we're kind of stuck with it. How freaking cute, you guys. Trying to get the chalk off my hands now. And then if I wanted to, I could put a saying down here at the bottom and make it fit. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave it as is for now. And see, it looks like it is well loved by a family, a happy camper family that lives and travels all the time. Looks like it has been well traveled and has made it around the world. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know. But I hope y'all have a great Sunday, and I will catch y'all later. Bye. Da, 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 Happy Camper.